Hello everyone. In this video we will see about memory management. Under memory management, first we will see swapping, then contiguous memory allocation. So swapping is a process where the data which is stored in the secondary storage device is swapped temporarily to the to the RAM, that is your main memory. Backing store is the first disk or the large secondary storage disk where the large amount of data can be copied, since it is a big storage device. So it contains all the program's memory images which has to be swapped to the main memory for its execution. Swap out and swap in are the techniques which performed or which is done for the copying of data from the secondary storage, that is your backing store, to the main memory. So the swapping time, swap in and swap out time, is called as transfer time in the swapping method. The system maintains a ready queue for a ready to run process which have to be in a memory image, like this ready queue will have all the process which has to be executed. So the data of those ready queue process will be swapped from the backing data or backing storage to the main memory. So this is how schematic view of swapping is shown pictorially. So this is the main memory, where the main memory is always divided into operating system space and user space. The process which has to be executed by the process or user application will be swapped in or swapped out from this main memory. So as I told, backing storage is the storage device or the secondary storage device where the process data or the memory image of the process is stored. The data which is required by the processor for execution will be swapped in. After execution, the updated data will be swapped out to the backing storage. Contiguous memory allocation is done in the main memory by operating system. So main memory must support both operating system as well as user process. So limited resource must be allocated efficiently because your main memory will be limited compared to the secondary storage device which is smaller, so it has to be effectively utilized. Contiguous allocation is one early method where the process is kept in continuous format or the process data is swapped in by the operating system to the main memory in continuous order. So main memory actually divided into two parts. The first part is always resided to the operating system and user process held in the higher memory. So each process contained a single continuous memory block in the main memory for execution. Main memory mapping and production. This is one of the memory management part where the memory mapping and the production given to it. Relocation registers are used to protect the user process with the help of base register and limit register. Base register contains a smallest physical address possible and the limit register contains the range of logical address. In the sense, base register value will be the first address and limit register will be having the length or the size of the process. So that addition of base register and limit register will give you the end address of that process. Memory management unit maps logical address dynamically with the execution to the physical address. So hardware support for the reallocation on a limit register is like this. If you have a CPU always gives instruction to the operating system based on logical address. Limit register will have the limit value of the process, means the size of the process. Logical address plus limit register address, logical address and the value in the limit register. If it is lesser than, means logical address is lesser than the limit register, it will go to relocation register. If not, a trap address error is raised. In the relocation address, the logical address is added with the limit register address or limit address. Then you can find the physical address where the process is saved in the main memory. Multiple partitions allocation, where This is the recent trend where there is no continuous allocation of memory. Instead, the multiple partitions is done with the help of operating system in the main memory. Degree of multi-programming limits to number of partitions, because all the computers is now multi-programming. Variable partition size for efficiency. Size is given by process needs. Whole in the sense there is a free space available in the main memory is considered as a whole. When the process arrives, it is allocated from the memory from a whole large enough to accommodate. If the size of a process is let's consider it is of 10 MB, then the whole should be large enough to fit the 10 MB process. So based on the size of the process and the large enough whole is allocated to that process existing frees its partition, adjacent free partition is combined. If there is no hole which is large enough for fit to a process, then two holes which is side by side will be combined to make enough space to fit the process. Operating system maintains information about these free spaces and allocated partition. So multiple partition allows multiple process to fit. If you have a main memory which has to fit like process 8, it should be big enough. So if it is going like this, then what happens, the process 8 once it is leaved, there is a bigger hole where a process 9 arrives and the process 10. If they are smaller enough, the operating system will divide the free space or the hole into multiple holes and then allocate it to the next process. The most commonly used memory allocation system is dynamic storage allocation, where you have multiple types of allocating. First one is first fit. The process which arrives will be given first, the first process will be given with the first hole which is big enough. Best fit is the smallest hole which is big enough. If it is the process, let's consider 10 MB, then a 20 MB was the biggest hole and the 11 MB was the smallest hole. For the process 10 MB of size, instead of giving 20 MB of hole and wasting the memory, the smallest possible fit, that is the 11 MB hole, is allocated. So that is called best fit. And the worst fit is allocate largest hole, must also search entire list. And this worst fit produces large leftover holes. Next topic is fragmentation. Since the whole is allocated to the process, the whole this arises the problem of fragmentation. There are two types of fragmentation: external fragmentation and internal fragmentation. So external fragmentation are the total memory space existing to satisfy a request, but it is not continuous enough. If the process with 10 MB arrives and there are two holes which is of 5 or 5 each or 6 and 4 each, both could not satisfy a process. That is external fragmentation. Internal fragmentation is like, as I told, if the process is of 10 MB and there is a smallest hole possible is 11. The 1 MB space which is left over while allocating that process is considered as internal fragmentation. So to reduce the external fragmentation, there is a concept called all free memories together, and if reallocation in dynamic, then like what happens, the main memory will shuffle the memory content and it collects all the free memory to one block and make it as one larger block by shifting or by moving the process address. Next one is computation is possible by, if the complication is possible only if reallocation in dynamic, if it is done at execution time. I hope you understood these topics. Thank you.